has invested will continue to work for him. He can go and sleep, and that investment will continue to work for him. And even if in the event of death, and the company, by virtue of the establishment that created it, is a going concern, the children unborn of Dangote will still continue to take dividend from that industry. So it is important we should know that for us to have a legacy fund, a legacy investment, it must be an income generating one. 2, it must be legacy minded. That is, this investment we are about to invest on must be a generational thing. A generational thing. 1, if you invest on car, is car investment or a liability? Is it an asset or liability? Is car asset or liability? Car is a liability. If you invest money on car, you are investing in liability. But if you invest your money in building a house, if you build a house with 10 million naira today, in the next 5 years, if you revalue the cost of that building, it will worth more than 50 million. And that's to tell you, building a house is an asset. Some of us, when we want to build a personal house, we just build a bogus building. That when the children are no more at home, when we have empty nest, there is nobody to maintain that building. We have seen cases of some of the past African leaders who have invested in nothing that will not grant them a legacy. I will give us 2 examples. There was a case of one popular musician in Nigeria, and somebody, a banker. During the 8 days of that musician, he was very popular and he made it big. So the first money, the first 20 million he realized, he just used the money to build a house. After some time, he now found out that the house he built, he couldn't maintain them again. And he started having problems in maintaining that property. The other person, who was a young banker, established a bank. And today, that bank is one of the best and biggest banks in Africa. And that investment of 20 million, the 2 of them started with 20 million. The banker investment is worth almost 400 billion naira now. While the musician is battling, is struggling to make and ends meet. And people have even forgotten his name. That's to tell you the difference between a legacy investment and a flashy investment. Then we have biblical foundations for investment. I want to quote Proverbs 6:6. He said, "Go to the hand, you sluggard. Consider its ways and be wise." What is hand? Most of us knows hand. Hand is a very tiny insect. During the rainy season, they become an endangered species because they have problem with heavy rain. As soon as rain falls, it will just sweep them away. So in order to avoid crisis for their life, during dry season, they ensure that they store their houses with enough food that will take care of them throughout the rainy season. And so during the rainy season, you hardly see them going out because they know they are endangered species. So they work very hard, store the food, and continue to invest in more food until the rainy season comes. This was for me and yours and everyone seated here. There is a need for us to invest to ensure that when the time comes, when we can no more work, our investment will be working for us. Then, still, a component of biblical foundation is about stewardship also. When you are giving something, God that gave you that opportunity wanted an account from us. What have we made of the opportunity that God has given unto us? How have we invested that opportunity to make the life others around us to be blessed. God is looking for somebody that is carrying that responsibility, that will say, yes, Lord, I'm ready to do your will. I'm ready to impart the life of others around me, and I'm ready to impart the generations that are coming behind me. Then two, somebody that must be interested in a legacy investment must also have a foresight. Like the way Pastor, I've gained a lot from him. When land was 2 and 6, I bought a small land somewhere, even though despite the fact that I was played out, because they find out that the land that I bought for 780,000 has risen up to 10 million naira. So they started playing a Seneniga game just to scheme him out. But at the end of the day, I was able to recover part of it. In spite of all their Seneniga, I was able to recover some things. When you know, when you buy a land cheap, or you buy an investment cheap, you are having a vision that tomorrow this thing will appreciate. Let me invest there. You invest because of your vision. You do what others are not interested in. What others are not interested in, that is what you do. You participate in a scheme that when others are no more interested, they say, this thing, I don't have interest in it. Then you throw obligations to other obligations in our church that will make God to be happy with us. After we have deducted all those things, whatever that is remaining becomes our income. So that income is what Mr. Olawalemi is earning. Then we have case B, Bolademi, like our pastor, is a multi-skilled, multi-dimensional pastor premium. Because he's a pastor, he's also an entrepreneur. So we can call him Pastor Premium. So pastor is earning 5 million naira maybe per annum too. We will see how both can build monumental income over 5 to 10 years using real estate plus dividend strategy. Next slide, please. Yes. The first one, Olawalemi, buy a mini flat at Mowe for 6 million naira. He bought that flat at 6 million naira. And you agree with me that if I buy a flat for 6 million naira at Mowe this year, in the next 5 years, how much will that flat cost? If I buy it 6 million naira this year, in the next 5 years, it will not remain 6 million again. It will not remain 6 million. It will have had value. Now, let's agree the man does not even want to sell it. And the rent is giving out 250,000 naira a year as rent. Then, after 2 years, he reinvests the income, which is 250,000 naira per annum, plus rent income to buy land, like Pastor did. He decided to go and buy a small chunk of land along Badagry Sokoto Highway. Because he knows in the next few years, development will come to that area. Now, 5 years later, he bought another one, 2 rental apartments. And he is still collecting 250 naira per month. So meaning that from those 2 rental apartments, he will collect 600 naira per year, giving inflation and increment in the value of that property. So we'll be earning 600 naira per year. So he's having 50,000 naira as income per month. So if that person is collecting 500,000 naira and he has additional 50 naira income, well, how much is the income now? 550,000. Now, legacy investment requires consistency. You must be consistent in investing. Consistencies in investing. With time, with small capital, you will be able to build a passive legacy income. The next one. Now, Olawalemi is now investing that 50,000 naira extra income. He did not say, I've arrived. I want to spend the way I like. So he consistently investing that gains using some apps on the internet. If you don't know how to use them, you can contact a stockbroker. We can contact a security investment officer. There are bands all over the places. One that is a child of God. Contact them and tell them, I want to be investing 50,000 naira every month. They will open a trust fund for you by which you can be saving that money, and they will be adding the cumulative income annually for you. After 5 years at 10% yield, its portfolios is now 3.6 million. Someone that started with 500,000 naira income, its portfolio has now increased to 3.6 million. So now, annual dividend of that 360,000 naira again, income that he has got of 3.6 million of 10%. He has invested this and is now collecting dividend of 30 naira again, 30,000 naira on it again. Plus the first one he has done is now making 80,000 naira monthly income that is having as addition to his regular income. Next slide. Now, this is the bigger entrepreneur. Bolademi has money to invest 3 million naira in 2 dividend-focused ETFs. Invest in that business and build a salt-less studio apartment with 5 million in a hotspot location. So he combined 2. One, a real estate investment, and the other one, a dividend strategy investment. So this man started big. He faces it squarely. Now, he gave the apartment to estate agents that I'll build this apartment. Please help me continue to manage it. What I'm interested in is my income. And make sure you maintain that house properly. I don't want any complaint from you. So that you'll be able to face another business he's doing. He has outsourced that business of managing the place to another person, while he can go and sleep, and that person will be working for him. Now, monthly net income from real estate. The real estate he has bought, that is 5 million naira estate, is making dividend of 120K on monthly basis. 120,000 naira on monthly basis. Then the dividend income is making 25,000 naira on monthly basis, and it's still growing. So the 2 investments, they are bringing in money on regular basis. So if this person decided to do it for almost 30 years, and he consistently investing the money, before he knows it, he also will become a billionaire. He become a billionaire. So entrepreneur can deploy capital faster, but still need structure. Entrepreneur, you can deploy your capital easily, but you have to be watchful. In accounting, we will call something drawing. There is a limit you can withdraw account of your business. The only money you can withdraw from is your profit that you have made from your business activities. But if you are fond of withdrawing from your business, anytime somebody comes for personality, you wanted to pay your children's school fees, you say, oh yeah, go and meet my secretary, go and meet my accountant, tell them to send so and so on. Before you know it, your capital fund will be taken out of that business. So it is not your money. So it has to be structured. You don't take your business money to do frivolities. Next slide, please. Think 30 years. As I've said, think 30 years and look at the compound income. Look at how much that money has risen to. And look at and invest with purpose and not pressure. Just invest at your, in fact, it becomes an habit. For those people who can speculate on laptop, you can even monitor the trend of stock in the stock trading market, and you call your stockbroker, please sell this share for me. I've seen it that has increased. Sell it for me. Next tomorrow, you instruct him, go and buy another share that is cheaper. Before you know it, you can be making 1 million naira on daily basis, if you know the trick. But if you are not careful, at times that 1 million naira can reduce your capital drastically. It is very, very important. We have to be very careful with that. Diversify across time zones, short-term cash flows versus long-term legacy. So short-term, there are short-term cash flow, like time deposit. You have some money with you. You go to your manager. Manager, I want to deposit this money for 6 months. How much can you give me? You negotiate. He gives you the money. In the next 6 months, you move the money to another fund, which is a long-time legacy fund. Through that, you consistently building your legacy. Next slide, please. Now, where to start no matter the level. It doesn't matter our level. I've mentioned that earlier on. You don't have to be a professor, like Professor Ayamolowo, to be a good investor, or Professor Awoleye. We live in the same compound. Permit me if I don't, we know how to call ourselves prof. So you don't have to be a professor. Don't wait until you become a professor. Start small. When you start small, with G factor, with God factor on your side, with your only life that you are living, and with your mindset that God knows that this person is out to build an impactful kingdom for him, God will now continue to assist you, and you continue to grow. So we have to co-invest, and so on and so forth. Next slide. Now, there are common mistakes some people make. Before I leave the vehicle, in pension industry, some people don't even talk about pension when they are working. And this affects some of our artisans. People who are self-employed, they don't even work for their retirement. They depend on their children. That let me just train my children. When my children become somebody in life, they will now be giving me pension. At times, your children might not have time for you. They might not have time for you. So it is important. There is a new policy in place now that allows individuals to have a pension plan. You can start your pension plan. And the beauty of it is that you can even invest and withdraw. You can invest and withdraw. So that's what we call micro pension. We can visit any of the pension fund administrators in Nigeria today. Tell them you are a businessman. You want to establish a micro pension for myself. Please, how do I go about it? So you now begin to save with them. Believe me, you and me, if you save 5 million naira within 5 years, in the next 7 years, that 5 million naira will rise to 12 million naira. That is the power of compound interest. So if you do micro pension, you can prepare a legacy pension for yourself when you grow old. Because the time will come when you will not be able to go on that artisanal work again. Even if you are riding Okada, the time will come that you will not be able to do Okada as a job again. You will be so old, your muscle will be weak, and you will be out of business. So, but when you have a pension scheme in place, that pension will now come back and be paying you in your old age. And you can even transmute it to an annuity fund. That one will even pay you till when you die. For those people who are working, there is what we call voluntary pension contributions. Anybody that is in a structured formal market, there's what we call voluntary contributions. When your employer is deducting pension for you, you are also likely going to have some surpluses that you want to tell your employer that, please, I want to be adding this money. If your employer is deducting 40,000 naira from you on a monthly basis, please ensure that you had 50,000 on your own. That 50,000 naira, you will be surprised. When you retire, that 50 naira contribution might even be more than what your employer is contributing for you. And by the time you add it, you will become a super rich. Now, there are common mistakes. When we are doing real estate, there are some pitfalls there. I've just explained one that happens to me. The people that sold the land for me, they are the one that wanted to buy me When they realize that the land has appreciated so much, and they just do abracadabra and say, I must sell that land by fire, by thunder, and I cannot sell it without their input. So whenever we want to get into real estate, there are two ways for it. It's either you go solo or you go through REIT. That is Real Estate Investment Trust Fund. You can ask your security professionals, please, I want to buy shares, I want to buy bond in real estate business. And real estate is thriving very well in Lekki, in Banana Island now. Everywhere in Lagos, along that Lekki corridor, to Dangote Refinery, to Ekpe, real estate is thriving now. So you can meet your investment advisor that, please, I want to buy in real estate business. Please guide me. If you buy it before you call Jack, in the next few years, that investment will boom. Boom. It will boom. So most of us don't know about those costs. There are some costs. If you buy land and you did not do certificate of occupancy, or you did not have red copy of surveyor plan, there's tendency that land might be recovered from you by the people that sell it to you. So we must look at all those. Then there are costs of inviting a lawyer. It is always important that you must bring a lawyer into it so that you will not be duped. So all those costs, most people don't look at it when they are going into all this business. It is important. Then ignoring taxes, transaction charges in straw. Now with the new policy in place, many people will not be able to evade tax. So whatever we are doing, always factor in the tax component. We must always factor in, like the voluntary contribution I mentioned the other time, and micro pension. If you withdraw from the amount less than 5 years, government will ask you to pay tax. But if you withdraw outside 5 years or after 5 years, you will be given a tax exception. So government will not collect tax from you. But if you withdraw it less than 3 years, less than 5 years, government will ask you to pay tax. Then investing emotionally instead of strategically. There is no friend in business world. Your interest should be your goal. You are not interested in emotion here. Your interest is your goal. So don't invest because of emotion. Don't say because my friend is there, I want to be there. You are going to get it wrong. Be yourself because you know where you are going. Not documenting or tracking passive income. At times, some people don't care about passive income. When they see it, they just spend it. They are not keeping track and not knowing what. In fact, if we recorded what we have spent on foodstuff from the beginning of this year to date, we'll be marveled how we have been able to survive this period. So the same thing for passive income. Most people don't record it. When they see it as a bonus and they just spend it frivolously. It is a wrong business strategy. God will help us. The next one. Faith in financing, align values. So your money should reflect your beliefs. Our money should reflect our beliefs. It is not good for a child of God to engage in a lottery business, in a gambling business, in a business that is not in consonance with the principle of God. It's not. So a child of God must be very careful the kind of business you invest your money on. It is important. Invest in what will not compromise your peace or purpose. Don't invest on things that will compromise your peace. Those people that went to borrow 10 million to invest in CBES, I'm sure some of them are in fact, I pray, I'm sure most of them will not even have problem tomorrow because I don't know how they are going to get that money out. If you go to bank to borrow money and invest it in CBES, and the bank people will be charging bank interest rate, and CBS is not ready to release your money that is trapped, then that person will go down. So always be very careful in the kind of investment that we get ourselves involved in. If it is too sweet to be good, please don't go near it. If the rate of return is too sweet, be very careful. Shine your face very well. Because there are some people that will tell you, we are going to give you a return of 50% on your money. That return, you have to be very careful. I'm not saying you cannot get them, but you have to be very careful and shine your face. Ask, with these fund courses, not just comfort, do courses, fund courses. There are some people, for example, Gideon Foundation, they said every 3% of our profits from our company, we want it to invest it in the printing of Bible for the spreading of word of God. And because of that, God has been blessing those organizations behind Gideon Foundations. God has been blessing them because they have been marking 3% every now and then to fund that cause. There are some of us that say, if I'm blessed, I will open an orphanage. I will be taking care of children of less privileged people. And because of that line of thought, God will bless that cause. That's why a lot of companies, organizations in America, they have legacy up to today. Schlumberger, Rockefeller, and so on. Bill Gates and the rest of them, they are still waxing stronger and stronger because they have cause, they are funding that is pleasing to God. Then ask, will this investment matter in eternity? So ask yourself, Matthew 25:34. When I'm poor, did you give me food? Next one. Participants, reflect and jot down. What is one legacy income goal I can pursue in the next 6 months? Let us ask ourselves, what is the one legacy income that we can pursue in the next 6 months? Let us ask ourselves and just sit down. Then what is stopping me? Mindset. Is it the mindset that I have? Is it I don't have the money? Is it I don't have the right mentorship? If those are the things that are preventing you from investing in legacy income, there are ways to it. Go out, build a relationship, as I've been mentioned, build a relationship, go to people that understand this thing, and be able to surmount those problems. What can I start doing with what I have today? So look at ourselves, examine ourselves, what can we start doing? Apart from those people that have invested, the people in Yoruba will say, Owo itolowo, owo ogbodo tolowo. You must continue to invest until you die. That is when you stop investing. John Morrow, the big newspaper magnate in America, still keep on investing. They keep on investing. As old as he is, he's still keeping on investing every day. Next slide, please. Build assets. That is recap. We are saying build assets that generate income. Don't build liability. Don't use your money to buy liability. When you build a house, personal house, and you build 20 rooms that only you and your wife are staying, you have wasted that asset. But if you build a homes for rental purposes, for real estate, you have created a legacy income that will outlive you. Because no person can finish up the lifespan of a building. No human being. No matter how long you live on this earth, you cannot outlive that building you erected. I pray an act of God that will take the building away will not happen to our building in Jesus' name. Reinvest that income to multiply. So whatever income you realize, you continue to reinvest them, to continue to multiply them. Then let the income fund your freedom, family, and faith work. When you have the money, you can use your money for evangelism. You can use your money. When you are there, you give money. If you cannot go, give money to them. Please, I want us to evangelize. This program, we give money to a pastor. Please help us organize this training. Let's go to outreach. Somebody will put down the money and use it. Then, at times, when we get to a certain level of financial freedom, we will have freedom of time for ourselves. And that's why I always envy lecturers. One thing I like about lecturing job is that they have all the freedom in this world. I used to tell my children, I said, look, don't be a civil servant like your daddy. It's either you are a lecturer or you are an entrepreneur. Don't be the time will come that people will not get anybody that will do civil service job. Somebody that will tie you down from 8 o'clock till 4 o'clock. Won't be tied any student that will go and report Professor Awoyele that when I came to his office, I didn't meet him in the office. So I will go and report him to the Vice Chancellor. They will tell you are not serious. But if it were me, that somebody came to my office, the first time, he didn't meet me there. The next day, he didn't meet me. The third time, he will just pick a phone and call the Vice Chancellor. That those people you put in that office, they don't always stay in the office. So don't be a civil servant. Be an entrepreneur. Be a lecturer. Any job that does not give you a freedom under the sun, please don't touch it with a long pole. It will only tie you down into a slavery. I pray we will not be slaves in Jesus' name. Legacy is not built in a day, but daily decisions stack up. So it's not a day affairs. It's a continuous process. Consistency in time, in perseverance, in decision-making process, and before you know it, you will get there higher. Next slide, please. Take away. Real estate is slow but strong. Because when you look at the real estate, I did an analysis for somebody of real estate. We just sat down and said, the amount of money that was put into this building, when we cost it, it's like we are saying, if we had used this money for something else, I said, don't worry. This one is more reliable. It's not prone to accident. It's not prone to uncertainty. In business world, there are a lot of uncertainties there that involve risk. But this project is cool money. Just build it there, maintain it, pray that we don't have fire accident, pray that we don't have storm problem. As long as those two things don't happen, you will continue to get your house rent till kingdom come. So it gives you peace of mind. If I bought 20 Sabolagere vehicles that are flying Abuja Road, if I hear that one car had accident at Ibilo, what do you think I will be doing? I will not sleep. I will not sleep. Because until that car comes back, I won't be able to sleep. But if it is a building project, if you put an hostel somewhere, and as soon as they want to resume now, I think October 11, Prof, it will be October 11, when they resume, in advance. You just go and sleep, no stress. But if you buy an aeroplane, hey, and even if that's not bad that you insure it, there are a lot of problems that can come with it. God forbid bad thing. Then dividend stocks are steady growers. Dividend stock, you can make bountiful profit if you know how to navigate it very well. You can make humongous profit within a twinkle of an eye, within a short period, if you know how to navigate it. The hybrid strategies. Don't put all your egg in one basket. That's what they are saying. Hybrid strategy. Real estate and dividend. Then faith-backed financial plans are unstoppable. Any financial plan that does not involve God is bound to fail. It's bound to fail. So when you put God at the center of the whole thing and you tie it down to God. Look at Hannah. When he went to that place, she went to that place to pray. Said, God, if you give me a son, I will give that son to what? To you. And immediately she won that child. She took the child to Eli's place and said, Lord, I have fulfilled my promise. So if you make God the center of your activities, there's no way that business will not prosper. It will remain unstoppable because nobody can stop God. I pray God will be in our business plan in Jesus' name. The next one. So, question and answer. What is your biggest challenge with building legacy income? What vehicle do you feel like to start with? What one do you want to start with? The next one, thank you for listening. God bless you.
We can do better than that. I told you that when men are clapping, the city must be shaking. Let's put our hands together. Thank you very much, sir. Let's have our seat. You will agree with me that when you meet people who are rooted in God, giving you lectures on things that are hitherto considered as things of the world, that there's always a difference. Have you seen the difference today? The difference is clear. I know we have questions. I want to tell you that when it comes to lectures on real estate, when it comes to lectures on dividend strategies, investments, you cannot finish it in a single class. So what we are doing today, that's what we call it building. When you say building, Professor, we agree with me when I say building. I did not say build. I said building. So it's a continuous tense. So it's a work in progress. So what we are doing here today is to actually open our hearts and our mind. So that, like we have in the question that was projected as the last slide, we begin to ask ourselves questions. What is the impediment that I have? What is the challenge? What is stopping me? We begin to ask questions. What do I want to do henceforth? What do I want to take away home from here? Now when you get home, you begin to now, from that funnel-shaped approach, you begin to narrow it down to that thing that you want to focus on. Then you will seek for more knowledge, like I said earlier, on that thing. Read more about that thing. For example, you are so much interested today that your heart has been open about dividends strategies in terms of stocks. You want to buy shares that can pay dividends, that you will not only be taking the dividends every year, the stock can also appreciate in value, that you have both the increment and the dividend. You want to go back home, read more about that, consult stock brokers, read about online platform where you can do such activities and how you can grow your investment. Maybe today it is about real estate, like Daddy mentioned. You want to go into that, and that's the area that captivates you today, that captures your attention. You go back home, because it's a building, that you keep on building on that, so that in this landmark year, you can beat your chest at the end of the year and say, thank you, Father, for the landmark year, because you have seen landmark achievements in your life. So please, we are going to the question session now. I want you to write down your questions. I don't know how plenty they are, but I know our guest speaker is here to do justice to it. He has talked about the monuments are not built in a day. He said day by day, pillar by pillar, brick by brick, choice by choice. These are big words that we can break down. When you say choice by choice, he said that children of God must not amass wealth in a crooked way. We should not be running after CBS, after MMM. I remember MMM star when it came. My brother called me. I have a brother. My blood brother, the same father, the same mother. He said, Daddy, MMM. That was my answer. I was 100% sure. I'm not an investment person, I'm into health, but I'm 100% sure. I was sure, I've read. One thing I do is that I read about things. When you mention something to me, I will go back home, pray about it, and study and read. Since we'll be planning this, I'll be reading on investment, minimum of 2 hours in a day, to tell you the truth. 2 hours in a day, reading about investment, reading about real estate, reading about stocks, dividend investment, and things like that. And I've actually started something, and I said, because I don't want to stand in front of men today and give advice in what I don't know how to do. I've started something. And I said, so give me one day. And I told Brajide in the morning, I said, since the day we pick this topic, even my banker will know that something is wrong with my account. There's no cover in my bank account. I've realized that I cannot keep my money in the bank again. So now I realize why they usually welcome me in bank when I go to see them. Say, like me. They say, welcome, sir. I thought it because of my title, but maybe they said, this is welcome, sir. And I asked for, so why are they buying sweets and malt for us in bank? Actually, won't like me. When I was putting my own money in bank, our president was putting his own money in land, buying land here and there. Recently, he wanted to sell one, and I'm aware of. But boy, you thought I'm only Jesus Christ or so I said so, and I said, I have 20 years. I'm 50 this year. And I have said 20 years ago that in 20 years' time, when I retire, because as a professor, you can retire at age 70. And And I said to myself, when I retire at 70, I'm praying towards a status where I will not ask any son or any child for one kobo. If I'm doing something you want to bring your money to be extra, that I will sit down like one of my friend's father in Ado Ekiti, who today even is richer than somebody who is still working because he has gone into this thing heavily. So, brethren, we have listened. It is very possible. And I've realized also by my research over time that when it comes to dividend shares, that you can start. There are some shares that I saw as less than 500 naira, that you can even buy 2 units. I thought you need to have big money before you buy a house in Lekki. And I've seen investment recently that you can do what they call mutual fund and put your money with those other people. And you already part own a house in Lekki. You own maybe 20,000 naira from it. It could be 1 million naira from it. These are sure investment platforms. And I know people have questions today. So, sir, you will take your biro. And write down the question so that as many as we can answer. I will start with my own as they are writing their own down. And I want more explanation on dividend stocks, incomes. I'm doing both treasury bill, a commercial paper, and shares. I bought some few shares. I read about diversification of funds so that it will not be the same way. So in the diversification of my shares, I bought from company that is about gas, oil and gas. I bought small from company that is in agriculture. I bought from IT. I put those different stocks together. My question on that area is I need more clarification. So for the people who want to start from this meeting, who want to go home, what are the reliable platforms that you can advise? Yes, I saw in your lecture you mentioned Trove and Bamboo. I think I saw Bamboo and Trove there. I'm not on Trove. I'm using Bamboo, Cowrywise, and Piggyvest. And I use those 3 things for different things. I use Bamboo for dollar and naira investment. I use Cowrywise for mutual fund. I use Piggyvest for savings. Instead of putting my bank money in GT, immediately my salary is out, I transfer it to Piggyvest. And I'm getting as much as 500 naira per day. But in GT, I was getting deduction. It was reversed. That was what I was getting in GT. Charges. At times, they will even send me notification 2 times in a day to show me that I've collected 10,000 naira. I say, why do I need 2 notifications in a day? Charges. But since I started Piggyvest, that I transferred it, after paying tithe, after doing my application, I transfer whatever I have. There is a platform of Piggyvest that have, they call it Flex Money. It's different from the one that you fix. It's not that one. Flex Money, where you can still spend the money 4 times in a month while you get interest on the remaining one. So in a way, I'm getting 500 naira, 600 naira every day of the money that I'm even spending, that I can take from every time. So I want more explanation on that, so that people will not think that you have to wait until you see your brokers. They can research on their own. And right from before leaving this meeting today, show us on their phone platforms that they want to use. A digital platform, maybe we talk about Bamboo, pick one, and how they can use it so that people can go home with that. I think that's number 1. Number 2 is in your area, pension. Is my personal question. I opened my pension account with IBTC. I left it for years. There was a time that Buhari regime came and deducted some money. They said I was paid twice. So since that time, I've not been checking. So recently, I checked my pension because I'm interested in checking my things on my phone. So when I had information that you can register your app and check, and when they are registered, since that time, I have the opportunity of checking my pension right on my phone without going to their bank. And I shared recently, and I want to tell you, sir, that what I've accrued over here is more than my saving in cooperative. I was surprised. I have to be very truthful about this. I saw the money in my pension. It is times 2 of what I've been struggling to save in cooperative. But I now saw a message there that confused me. I discovered that the pension people are investing my money. And they did not tell me that they will be investing my money. So they said they are investing my money when I saw a lot of dividend. So they invest on our behalf. So I saw different platform of what should be. I did not know what to take. So they were using it based on my age, not based on my money. So I want explanation on that. That why are they using my age to do the pension investments on my behalf and not on my money? And they say I can only migrate once. That's what I read. That's to show that I'm reading those things. So I need information on that. So as you answer that, then we take all the other questions. Please write your questions down. So it's faster that way, so that we won't be calling people outside. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. As regards the type of platform that one can use. It depends. It depends. And whatever platform we needed to use, we must be a master of that platform. Because investing online can be very chaotic. If you are not very versatile with ICT, if you begin to use that thing and you mistakenly press a button that you are not supposed to press, it can lead to a serious crisis. So I want to advise that if you want, whatever platform you wanted to use, you must be a master of that platform. Know how to use it very well before you dabble into it. But in the interim, you can consult your stock advisor that I'm interested in buying some shares. Or you can even walk straight away to the bank. Ask them what are the financial investments that they have. They will list all those things for you. Ask questions and ask them that you want to subscribe to any of those platforms. But if you want to go online, my advice is that you must be a guru on how to use it and on how to track it. Because any error on the internet, you may not be able to recoup that mistake again. So it is very, very important. Before you use it, you must know how to navigate it very, very well. So that you can track it, you can monitor your activities. Even when you wake up in the night, you know that between night and morning, the value of your investment might have dropped. And if you want to sell it in the night, and you wake up and you see it, and you can say, sorry, this thing has increased. Let me divest and move to another platform. So it is important we organize a special lecture for people that knows how to use this thing very well, so that they can give us basket of investment applications that are available in the world. And they will tell us which one is the best suited for us. Professor Awoyele is in the ICT component, and we can even bring people who are in that sector that will come and give us an in-depth lecture on this. It's not an icing on the cake of a lecture that we can give in a day. It requires a lot of things. So that is my answer for the kind of investment platform that you are going to give. As regards what Professor Ayamolowo said, sir, the reason for investing based on age is in twofold. One, for those people who are above 50, their propensity to absorb shock is lesser. Capacity to absorb shock is lesser. You see, in the investment market, it fluctuates. It goes up, it comes down. It goes up, it comes down. So if you are on level one, the higher the risk, the higher the return. But only few people who are about to retire, somebody that has been seeing 40 million naira in his account because you are on fund one, and barely 3 years for your retirement, the money just dropped from 40 million to 20 million. What do you think that will happen to that person that is planning to retire? Maybe it's on account of age for the university sector, 69 or 64 for non-teaching, 69 for a professor. And all of a sudden, you just saw your investment crash landed from 60 million naira to 30 million naira. That person will be rushed to hospital. And that's why they said, for people who are in the age bracket of 18 to 40 years, let them stay on fund 2. But at your own request, you can say, they will give you an indemnity form. You will sign it that I am the person that said I wanted to migrate to fund 1. If anything happens to my investment, I agree. You see, those people, they are also funny. There was a time I invested in mutual fund with my wife. Then, and all of a sudden, we just found out that the money we invested, about 300,000, the money just started coming down. And it reduces up to 150,000 within a space of 2 months. I said, and now come and I said, Wala today. And that is the way most of them operate. they will first of all tie down your money so that we will not be able to withdraw it immediately. Because it doesn't operate like a stock. That when you speculate in the stock market, you can speculate. And when you find out that the value of the stock has increased, you quickly dispose it and you cash out. But in the investment proper, they will first of all, in the investment market, they have the actuarial manager who calculate what they want to invest their money on. So it fluctuates. So in order to limit the shock on those who are aged, that's why they advise them to move to Form 3. Anybody that is about 50 years will be advised to go to Form 3. But when you retire, your money will even be moved out of that basket of investment to Fund 4. We have what we call Fund 4. That Fund 4, they only invest your money in time value, in time deposit. That time deposit, when you borrow money from bank, they know definitely the money will be refunded, it will be paid back with interest. And that is what they use to pay our retirement benefit. They will never take retiree fund to Fund 3, whereby fluctuation will affect it and they will not be able to pay the retiree as at when. If they fail, PENCOM will sanction them. That's the reason why you have been migrated. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that answer. We have some other questions here. I will first attend to the written one before we call people. I recently discovered this investment app, sir, Nemo. Yes. I don't know if you know about it, sir, but if you do, sir, can you say if it's reliable or not? Nemo.
I've just answered that. I said the issue of halves, the one that I know is what I've displayed.
Bamboo and trove.
Yes, but if there are variants of it, but there's a need to invite professionals in that field. And they will come and teach us the workings of all those halves. And from their explanation, we'll be able to decide which one we want to choose as our choice. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'm a financial market trader, but I have issue with not having enough information on Nigeria company to be able to invest.
Good.
What tools or where can I get information to know more about that?
Corporate Affairs Commission.
Corporate Affairs Commission. I also have a slide. I prepare a slide for a session that I remove later because of our time. I'll be following some people in Corporate Affairs Commissions who have online presence where we can get information. So like I said at the beginning, we have to study. I can share with you. So I will share on the main platform. So you can go and read their free book and other things in respect of that. Yes. But you can also go to Corporate Affairs Commission if you have the opportunity of traveling to ask directly from those areas. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your contribution this afternoon. What is the minimum share you can start with in Naira? And which one do you recommend?
What is?
Minimum amount in Naira that you can start with for a share.
No, with 1,000 Naira, you can buy a share. With 1,000 Naira, but when you look at the cost of buying it, it may not be advisable. So why don't we just wait, save money in whatever cooperative we are doing, collect the money, because even saving money in cooperative is a bad business. It's a bad business because with what Professor Ayamolo has just said, it's a bad business. Because if I had put my money in pension money, voluntary contributions, I will not be looking for what I will collect that will not add anything. They have given me my dividend over time and I've been eating my dividend. But in investment, it is cumulative compound interest. So, but what cooperative is good for is just a collection point, a pot. It's like our market area àtijọ́, àwọn òbí wa máa ṣe kóló, tá máa jowó síbẹ̀, àwọn máa jowó síbẹ̀. So cooperative is just like a kóló where you just drop money, and because you have opportunity to borrow twice of what you have put there or thrice. So immediately your money has reached a certain level, you just collect the money, invest it. The money you are going to pay back to the cooperative is lesser than what you are going to get on return of investment. So if you are invested 2 million and cooperative collecting 200,000 naira for the whole 36 months, we are going to repay back. Your investment would have earned you more than 500,000. So it is a win-win situation for you, but cooperative is a warehouse that you store your value, penny is time you will evacuate it. Like Professor Ayabolowo did to GT. He just moved his money from GT and said, look, I have seen the light. I want to invest. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The next question, please, these are the one I receive. For those who want their question to be anonymous, for those who want to come out and ask their question, I will take yours later. As an artisan, what can I invest in? You know we get fund in small form. Can an artisan invest in real estate? How many years can an artisan do pension for?
Good.
Since they don't have retirement age.
Yes.
So for how many years? And what cooperative society can an artisan join, if there's any? Those are the questions, sir.
You see, for an artisan that doesn't have a cooperative, because at times our own cooperative is a structured cooperative, it is difficult for people to default. But in town, there are a lot of cooperatives that people default, and before you know it, it will go scatter. But if you are sure you know that cooperative very well. But for now, for an artisan, I would recommend you go for micro pension. There are a lot of pension companies around. We have IBTC, we have Crusader, we have Leadway, we have Access Pension, we have Trust Fund, we have, but those around this place, we have about 5 of them. Just walk to any of their office and say, you want to do micro pension. You'll be given a form. So every month, you just go there and save the money. And you will see the statement of account. They will be sending it to you on your phone. That this month, you have saved so and so amount of money. If you don't see any information from them, please go to their office and lodge a complaint so that you will not get to an alagbeda person. But in most cases, it's better you go to their office, fill the form properly, so that on monthly basis, you will now be saving money there. And the good thing about micro pension is that if you save money for about 5 years, and you think you need money urgently to buy a property, for us now, those of us who are in formal sector, government sector, you can take 25% out of your pension contribution to buy a mortgage. But what people are using that thing for is not what the Pension Reform Act is stipulating. And that's why the pension company are fleecing them of money. But in your own case, if you have saved up to 5 million and you thought you want to buy a land of 2 million, you can withdraw 2 million from it and use it to buy land and invest it. After some time, you can even sell the land and reinvest the money again. And that's the way to go about it. And if it is the way of cooperative, please go through cooperative, collect the money, invest it in whatever investment you wanted to do. But the sure banker is micro pension for artisanal people.
Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate the time taken to answer all our questions. Do we have people who want to come out to ask their question? Do we have questions on the topic delivered by the guest? Okay, we have one hand here. I want to know how many people so that we know how to manage our time. Okay, only one person. So please, we have the floor now, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for the lecture. This is all what I've been waiting for. I don't have this information all this while. Thank you for the knowledge imparted on us, sir. So I have one question. Sometimes I was working in the bank and we were laid off. But during those times, we were asked to register for pension. And every time they give us salary, we will see how they deducted the money. One for pension, one for bankers association, one for this, one for that. So often I used to see my balance on my phone. But when we were laid off, I tried to look for a job. I didn't get a job. I decided to be working on my own. Then, continuously, I continue to see the alerts on my phone, and I lost that phone. I lost the SIM, and I don't even have the information how to even retrieve them. Because when it's come to this ICT, then I was so, I'm a kind of person that doesn't even take things important as such. I lost that SIM completely. I just went to the all these service provider to buy another SIM. So since then, when I was moving from one house to the other, the package of the SIM, I know my ID number for the pension. I discovered I didn't see it again. I checked my books, I checked all my items, I didn't see it again. And I said bye-bye. But then, when they are sending me the alert, I know the amount. The amount is it's a kind of a reasonable amount. But since I've been working on my own, I discovered that let me just leave them. I don't need the pension, let them go away. But anytime I think about the amount that is inside the pension, and as you give us the lecture now, my mind go back to the money that I won't let this money go. How do I retrieve my money? And how do I go about it, sir?
That's one of the most easiest thing to do. Do you know the name of your pension fund administrator? You know the name of the company. Thank you, sir. Do you know the name of the company? It's not IBTC. It's not Access Pension. It's not ARM. It's not Crusader. You see, one thing I will advise you to do, go to your organization, that bank where you are working. You should have built a relationship with some people there, the way Pastor mentioned. Call any of your contemporaries there that are still working in that bank. Now, please tell me the name of pension company that we were registered with. As soon as you are able to get the name of that company, go to any of their office. When you get to their office, tell them, do you know the number of the phone that you lose? Do you know the phone number? Okay, you don't know the phone number. Okay, no problem. And you don't know your PIN number as well. Good. Tell your contemporaries that they should help you get your PIN number. That PIN number starts with PEN. Yours will be 1000 something or 1001 because one is usually one is used for male and 2 is used for female. So yours must definitely, except for a rare occasion that you will see them using 1 for a female. Maybe they confuse the name for a male. That's why that's the condition that by which they can use 1 for a female. But in your own case, your PIN number will usually start with 1. So tell any of your contemporaries that are still left in that bank that they should help you check your PIN number. And that is the power of relationship that have been mentioned. You should definitely have a friend there. That's why the fact that you have left that organization. Those are the people that will help you to check your PIN number and the name of the PFA. When you have the PIN number and your name of the PFA, give it to Mr. Adeyemi. We will do the remaining thing thereafter, and we will give you feedback.
Thank you very much, sir. Any other question?
Praise God. My own is not questions, but I just want to make this remark. First and foremost, I want to appreciate the 2 guest lecturers for impactful lectures that you have delivered today. And I'm sure that everybody here, we are all benefited. And that's why we call it life-changing. And look at it, I can see that my people have actually picked not only 1 or 2, they picked 2, 3, 4, 5. And I want to make this remark because since last year, 1.0 Business Summit, as men in this parish, we have decided that we want to try as much as possible to have a particular investment that belongs to us as men in the church. And we set up committee, and thank God all the committee members are all here listening to you. Not that they listen to you, they have listened to Pastor too. They know all the triangle we are talking about. The prayer, the word of God, and what? Fasting. Then the inner circle, obedience, and the human relationship. Now, I'm not saying that they don't have all this, but they know they actually need all this to be able to plan whatever business we are going to do here as Redeemer's Men Fellowship, Rehoboth Mega Parish Cathedral. We are not saying that not only family, you can help us. The committee has to sit down now and take decision. If you want us to invest, whether in dividend stocks, whether in real estate, or farming, or bakery, or anything that will, at the end of the day, yielded something, we want it. I actually want a situation whereby even at the beginning of the year, we can have certain things that at the end of the year, if it has to be the contribution, only we can start with issue of contribution or cooperative. That at the end of the year, like in the university, in my department, there's something I introduced. Beginning of the year, you start contributing certain amount of money. The money is yours. And you know, by December, everybody will be looking for asodun, unjodun, kinikodun. But whatever you have invested, whatever you have saved from the beginning of the year till November, because December salary will not come until highly enough. So we have to, so that everybody will be able to use it. I think it's important. I want to charge the committee on investment. Please work on it. And if you need other people to join you, Mr. Komolafe, let us know if you actually need any other individuals that you want to be part of your committee, so that we can have results on time. Hopefully, I know by the end of this month, we should be able to have results on that your committee. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We are indeed blessed today by this series of charge and lectures from our invited guests, and also from our father in the Lord in the region, Pastor AJISOLA, who, as a father figure, has stayed with us here throughout this convention. Let's put our hands together for Daddy. Out of his busy schedule, whenever it comes to things of men in Rehoboth Cathedral, he's at the forefront, always advising us, charging us to be part of whatever is happening here. So we thank God for the gift of our Daddy. We want to appreciate all our guest lecturers. We said earlier at the beginning that, yes, we are building the block. And indeed, we have actually built the block, the foundation. And we have a sure foundation now that we can build on as men of Rehoboth Cathedral to continue with. Oh, there's still a question here that I've not read out. Yes, the question is directed to the organizing committee. Yes, we have the materials for the lecture. We have the slide. We share the slide on our platform. The one we prepared that we not take, and even the one from the 2 guest lecture that we have them, we share with you. God bless you. We also have a slide on this session. We are preparing a slide on the session that we had, the breakout session we had, the summary. We share that with you also, so that by the time we get to, we have to do more research, we can consult them and read further on them. So we want to, and in the absence of any other question, we are gradually coming to the end of this convention so that we can still prepare for tomorrow. Please, if you have a man, a husband, an aspiring man who is not yet a man, or an aspiring husband who has missed out from participating in the blessing of today and have not joined us on site and online, tell them what has happened here in this auditorium today, because tomorrow will be another wonderful day in the presence of God. Tomorrow will be impactful. We are bringing 3 powerful people to this auditorium tomorrow by the grace of God. That will be part of our panel discussion as we go into the grand finale of this year convention and business summit. So please tell your friends, tell your colleagues, invite them to join us here tomorrow. So we want to take the last session today before we have our corporate blessing, blessing from our father. We want to take the last session. We want to take the last sessions, and that will be anchored by no other person but our professor in the house, Brother Awoleye. It's a kind of overview, the brick by brick overview of what we have done today, and they share your the take-home message so that as we are going, we go in the power of what we have discussed today. You are welcome, Pastor.
Thank you so much, sir. But I think we have done well today. So we are not going to take much of our time again. I can assure you 5 minutes, we should be fine, because there is no need for us to hold us again for the next 30 minutes. That's what we have on the program. So we don't have to, because we really appreciate our daddy who has been with us from the beginning of this program. We cannot thank God enough on his behalf. So we really appreciate you, sir. And our invited guests, we can also thank you enough for being with us, and then for what you have done in terms of, as part of your blessings, you have also blessed us as a pastor and as a business person. So also for Oga Aronkola, I call him, he's my employer. I call him my employer. So we really appreciate you. Let me start from there. And then very quickly, when we started this, myself also, I was racking my brain to look for how to conceptualize the titles that we have on in the program today. But then by the time Daddy started with the keynote, he apparently demystified all the keywords in the presentation. So these are the takeaways from some of the things he ministered to us about. One of the things he mentioned has to do with true leadership is not about how long, but about how well. You know, and then one of the Bible passages he read touches on a goodly man leaveth inheritance for his children.